Hello, and welcome to the assembly video of the 02C85 and 10C18 air motor, the 340-2 motor. Both motors are the same internally, but have external differences. The 10C18 has longer tie rods than the 02C85, and the underside of the flange on the 10C18 has a blow-off valve, where the 02C85 does not, and uses a port plug. The 10C18 also has a longer protection cover than the C85. Other than these few differences, the air motors are identical. To perform this assembly, we will be using two rebuild kits. 144-850-150 service kit and the 144-855-697 reversing kit. We will need to use the following tools, glues, and greases: a table vise, a small pick, a small vise grip, a 10mm deep well socket and torque wrench, a 10, 16, and 17mm combination wrench, along with an impact wrench and a 24mm deep well socket. 577 high strength and 243 medium strength Loctite will be used, along with our white anti-seize 560-420-005 and our green Teflon grease 560-440-001.
To begin the reassembly, we'll put the lower portion of the piston into the vise using an Allen wrench to secure so it doesn't spin. Then we will take some of the Teflon grease and put it on the lower spring and on the upper spring of the control rod and insert the rod. Then put the top half of the piston, and using 577 Loctite, you want to be liberal, put a lot on there, to the piston bolt. Then you will secure that down into the lower piston. And tighten it down. Then you'll use the impact wrench with the 24mm deep well socket to tighten it down. Then you can put the cylinder seal onto the piston, making sure that the control rod moves freely. Then you're going to take the lower reversing body, put the cylinder seal using some Teflon grease on the seal. And then the seal holder, you'll put the O-ring onto that. Again, using the Teflon grease liberally. And then that will get slid and inserted into the lower body reversing. Then you'll take your U-cup seal and you'll insert that into the lower flange. You want to guide it in by inserting one side down and then with your fingers and thumbs compress it and push down to insert. And then take the cylinder ring and insert that onto the flange. Be liberal with the Teflon grease on both the inner seal and the cylinder seal on the outside. When putting any O-rings or seals into the pump, always try to be liberal with the grease. Then on the top reversing plate, you'll put the O-rings on both the outer and inner side. Again, using the Teflon grease to lubricate and secure the rings. Then you can set that aside. Then you'll want to take the cylinder itself and really lubricate the inside. Put a good sufficient amount on the internal portion. Then also on the piston cylinder seal O-ring. You'll take the cylinder, put that onto the lower flange, and then take your piston assembly and press that into the cylinder. Then you'll take the lower body reversing and place that and snap that down into the cylinder. Next, you'll take the valve and put 243 low strength Loctite on the threads and hand tighten that down till it's secured. Then you're going to take your vice grip and a 16 millimeter combination wrench to secure it and tighten it down. But first, you'll want to use a rag to make sure that all glue residue is off of the valve. You don't want any of that residue to get on the rubber seats. Using the 16 millimeter, just snug it down. Don't have to go overly tighten, as long as it's secured and tight. Then you'll take the top reversing plate and insert that onto the lower. Then you're going to align the lower flange with the fittings to the left and right, and then you're going to put the outer cover into the flange and take the 3 nuts and secure them to the flange. These will need to be torqued down using the 10 millimeter socket and torque wrench. The spec is 4 Newton meters or 35 inch-pounds. So you use that torque wrench and 10 millimeter socket to do that. Once all 3 nuts are secured and torqued to the spec of, again, 4 Newton meters and 35 inch-pounds, then we can insert the blow-off valve into the flange. You're going to use the 243 low strength Loctite on the threads, screw it in, and use the 17 millimeter combination wrench to snug it up. This completes the reassembly of the air motor. We appreciate you watching, and thank you.